Did y'all see that cheesy pull there? We've got these loaded brisket bombs, barbecue sauce, jalapenos, mozzarella cheese, and a crunch in every bite. It is so good to be back at the wagon. And this recipe we're doing today, I seen it on the internet. I did. I'm thinking, ooh, I think I'm gonna like them. Well, I tried it just the way they was doing it. Didn't work out for me, so I made some changes, added a little things to it, made it even crispier than it was. And folks, you can have these in your backyard barbecue. They make an appetizer, good at tailgates. You can cook them at the lake, at the park. This is a full meal deal, and it is a happy meal. Now, for the meat in this little deal here, you can use brisket, you can use pulled pork. Now, I have recipes and we have videos on both of these loaded up there for y'all to watch, but I'm talking about making this easy. What am I talking about? I went to the store and bought me a pound of barbecue brisket, already got the sauce in it, already chopped up. Now, I will tell you, if you've got a brisket that you've cooked and you've got some leftovers there and it's just slices, hey, that's fine. Just chop it or shred it and mix barbecue sauce with it lightly, and I'll show you why here in just a minute. Same thing with pulled pork. You got some leftover, chop it, shred it, get to going. So let's dump this meat in there. And folks, you need to warm it because it's coming from the cold section. So I set it out here and let Mother Nature warm it up a little, I did. So let me get it all in there. 1 pound of meat exactly. Now, let me get a spoon so we can mix this up a little. That looks like a good spoon. That was my mama's spoon, it was. Now you can see in this bowl, this is pretty wet. And that's what I'm telling you. If you've got your own and you're gonna mix barbecue sauce with it, and you need to, go lightly, just enough to hold it together. We're gonna have to thicken that up a little to where it will actually make a ball and hold together. So we're gonna start out with what I think, with about a 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs. These are not seasoned, they're just regular old breadcrumbs. Give it a mix, always start on the light side of it, because we can add more if we need it. But we'd have to go get the barbecue sauce out if we needed to make it wetter. So I'm thinking a 1/2 cup is going to be pretty close. We'll see here in just a minute. I think that might hold together right there. All right, so when we've got this with that 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs in there, I just want it to stay on the spoon. I don't want it to be so dry that it's going to be mealy when you take a bite of it, but I don't want it to fall off there either. So I think we're in pretty good shape. So I'm thinking we're going to start out with 1/4 cup. Pretty leveled out here, about like so. Put that over in your hand, and let's just roll it up and see will it make a ball. I think it will be just right. Well, there it is, our first brisket bomb rolled up and ready to load. Well, this particular brand of little barbecue meat here made 6 of these little brisket balls. Now, I've changed brands the other day and used a different one. It was a little wetter, so I had to add more breadcrumbs, and it got about 8. So you just go accordingly. Mostly you just want this texture. But I got me some diced pickled jalapenos here. You know, you get in that jar, them will give you the most flavor in these bombs, they do. Some panko breadcrumbs, and what? 2 cackleberries, because we got to have something to give them a little bath in so everything will be together here. And I just want Shan to really recognize here, Lou is sporting a brand new collar today. I mean, she looking so sharp, ain't you, Lou? So let me get these eggs whisked together. That was on high speed, it was. Look here. Mozzarella cheese. Now you need to let this come to room temperature. It'll work better. To me, this even melts better, but you can use some shredded cheddar, jalapeno jack, whatever you want to do. But folks, right now, it is time to be real quiet and listen and be real careful because we need to load a bomb. So first you're going to do is poke your little hole down in here, right in the center of it. That's what we're talking about. You can go in any order you want, but I'm going to put a few jalapenos right down there at the bottom. Get me some cheese. Go to poking it down in there. Y'all ever load a muzzle loader? You take that stick, you got to tamp that powder down there to make sure that everything's going to go off when the primer hits. But load it full of cheese. I mean, make sure you got plenty of cheese in there. And then we're going to go right back up here on top with a few jalapenos. And then we're just going to crimp that together to try to close the bomb up to where nothing explodes before we get ready for it. And if you have a little cheese showing, you're all right. This one is locked and loaded. It is. Let me get the rest of them loaded, then we'll go on with our business. Hey, I got a tip for you. When you're making them brisket bombs, try to keep that outside wall as thin as possible. That way you can stuff as much cheese and jalapeno as you can get in there. And make sure that your brisket is really warm and your cheese is at room temperature. So when you pull that apart, there's all that ooey gooey cheesy goodness. Last one to load. Now, I'm going to tell you folks, don't spare on the cheese. Load that thing up to where you think, hey, I can't get no cheese poked in there. All the sidewalls is busting out. Because that cheesy goodness, when it breaks apart, to me, that's some of the best stuff. Now, if you don't want to use jalapenos either, take you some of them little sweet bell peppers, anything like that. But I think this needs a little bite to it. And when we get all these done, and they are, we got panko, we got egg wash. So in the egg wash first, make sure they are coated well, wet everywhere. Let the excess drip off. Now give them a good rolling around in there. And since I really like y'all, we're going to double dip, double baptize. Here we go. Things are going to have a good crispy crust on them. And if you're doing this in the house and you got a deep fryer, go ahead and preheat that oil to about 345. Because we want to fry these sort of on the slower side rather than at 350. That is a loaded, complete brisket bomb full of flavor. You know, when you get ready to fry these, and I'm using a cast iron Dutch oven here, or maybe you're doing it in the house in a deep fryer. Remember, preheat that oil to 345 degrees, but use a good high temp oil. Today, I'm using peanut oil. I know a lot of folks are allergic to peanut oil. Get you some kind of oil that you can really get up there at that temperature and it not smoke. Now, I like to check mine, and I'm using the chef's temp to check the temperature on my oil. There'll be a code down there below to where y'all can get to this, but it is frying time. I do not like to overcrowd the swimming pool here, so we're going to put 2 at a time in there. There's 1, and the next one is coming right along behind him. When you get overcrowded and they get in there, if everything's frying pretty good, they may try to come together and some of that will stick, you lose some of that crunch. So don't overcrowd the boat. And it's all right to flip them when you think that maybe so you have got a little action going on there. And you can see these are done beginning to brown. Don't take long. But we're trying to leave them in there at that 345 to where everything reheats and it melts that cheese. Now we're going to fry these up, probably I'd say no more than 2 to 3 minutes. Roll them around in there so you make sure all sides are really crispy and golden brown. That's what we're after. Then we're going to put them on a wire rack, let them drain. Then we're going to eat them. cheesy goodness. Oh, that cheese is hot, and that's a crunch I like. Crazy, them things are good. Them jalapenos got a little bite. Now, you could pair these with some more barbecue sauce, some ranch, whatever you want to dip them in. Hey, I don't care. But the biggest tip I got for you is to make sure that your brisket that you're using or your pulled pork, make sure it is warm, just warm enough that you can hold it, that it's not too hot, because it's going to help that cheese melt in the middle. But make sure that that cheese is room temperature also. Hey, can't go wrong with this. It's easy to do, easy to put together, and you will be the hit of the backyard for sure. Hey, remember now, all these videos that we do, all the recipes are on our website. And remember, we still got them 3 cookbooks out there, but folks, give us a thumbs up, give us a like, and share the video with your neighbors, whatever platform you be on, because it just helps our channel grow. But it is with great pride, honor, and privilege that I tip my hat to all the servicemen and women and all the veterans that have kept that old flag a flying over camp. I commend you all. Y'all come on in here. Sneak up quietly, because we're in a minefield. One of these bombs might go off. It might. God bless you, each and every one. I'm going to give you a big old hug, and I'll see you down the Brisket Bomb Trail.